YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the newly released HGUC Gundam Tristan from Twilight Axis. Now, technically, the Twilight Axis anime is not out, but we still have the novel version. So if you guys have access to the internet, you can search around, and I believe you can find like the first to second chapter translated in English. So feel free to read those out. First of all, this kid has been a lot of noisy recently. Even before the release, there's been a lot of arguments going on, and I can totally see why. So here's the thing. This is one of those kits that those who understand it may enjoy, but those who are like new to Gunpla or getting into Gunpla, or those who have never built any old kits before, will never like it. Just that's what I basically see on it. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the review. First of all, what you get, of course, is the Gundam Tristan itself. A lot of people are confused, but people thinking that this is the main character mobile suit. It's actually the opposite. It's the main antagonist. Also, on the end of the video, I will be comparing with the Gundam Alex, the old version. Okay, so first of all, what you get, of course, some leftover pieces. Now, first of all, let's do the typical. You get two beam saber effects, which the HGUC Alex did not have. I will be only showing one, and you get some leftover polycaps, as you can see. And then we get these leftover parts. The Tristan being based on the Alex, there are some similar parts, but some people were also really complaining that this is the exact same pieces, but no, that is not the case, and I will show you guys later. You get the leftover V-fins, yellow parts, and for the head parts. From the Alex, you get a sticker sheet, and somehow, okay, I checked the manual, and somehow I think these are like leftover stickers because I cannot find any more places to actually apply these, so that could be just me, but I will mention what part I actually used. And then let's see, some leftover pieces, some more. Let's see, we get the actual beam rifle from the Gundam Alex. So those who really like this weapon, well, you get an extra leftover. You get the Gatling gun parts. Now, technically, I tested it out, and it's actually able to attach them on the arms of the Tristan. However, here's the thing. It does not mention in the manual these are just leftover pieces, and on the manual where it explains some details about the Tristan, here's what it said right around here. A weapon built into both arms, as Gundam AN-01 Tristan is based on the Gundam NT-1 Alex. Alex's Gatling gun is used as it is, although it takes on a different appearance, so I'm not really sure what that means. It could, I don't know, so maybe only the anime will show it, or it will never show it, because maybe it's like there, but in the anime or novel, it really never uses it. Also, I believe Twilight Axis, there's no longer like the concept of Zeon forces or Earth's Federation forces, because I believe there's been like a agreement between them, so it's like on the peace stage. So there's like this other corporation that actually owns this mobile suit, and it's like a junk scrap collecting company. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into too much detail. As far as I know, it's something that's called like some sort of Butch corporation, I believe. Yeah, there's like a lot of names going on in the manual, so just letting you guys know. Okay, so for that's pretty much it for the leftover parts. Now the actual stuff you get for the Tristan is not much. Well, I'm gonna show you guys this later. Here's the shield, and one of the main reasons I really like this mostly is because of the shield. I really like the design of this shield for some reason. It's simple, but it looks really efficient. And then we have the beam rifle. Now here's the thing. I don't own the new Gundam. I have the high new, but I don't have the new, so I'm not sure if this is the exact same beam rifle. I did apply a little bit of panel lining, but I will add a little bit more. And this is the trigger finger that you get, or trigger hand for the mobile suit. You only get 3 hands. Here's the beam rifle handle has a peg system going on. However, there's no hole for the hands, which I'm guessing that this might be actually from a different kit. Also, it comes in entirely white, but if you see the manual or pictures, the upper section of the beam rifle should be blue. I did not color it yet because I wanted to just show you guys how it looks like. Okay, now let's get on to the review. Now, I'm tempted to just go on to the comparison video right away because the articulation wise, it's pretty much identical as the HGUC Alex, and I know there's already people complaining about it. I know, but you just if you don't like it, don't watch the video and don't buy it. Simple as that. Okay, for the head, I really love the head design. It's one of the most menacing looking Gundam heads I ever seen. That's not black or red, but it's like a typical Gundam head colors, but looks really menacing. I did apply some panel lining on the face and the side vents, so that's that. And there's a head camera on the front and the eyes stickers on the back, and here's another sticker for the backpack. So the head, there's another polycap neck joint on the like the middle section. It feels a little bit loose, but it's not really loose. So you can go down that much, oops, and then up that much, and then 360 shouldn't be a really big issue. Also, I do get sometimes comments on pictures on Facebook where people tell me to get rid of these safety nubs, I believe. At this point, I kind of grew up with them, so I'm really used to it, and I prefer to have them at this point. That's just me. Okay, so that's that for the head. Now for the main body. The main body is okay, I'm not sure about this gray section here, but yeah, the gray section should be the exact same as the Alex, but this blue section, red section is a entirely different piece. People were just confused because of the non-articulated shoulder joints, just pegs coming out from the main body, just assuming that it's the exact same piece. Here's the point where, okay, I think I should just mention this, where in Bandai the Twilight Axis division is not being well funded because they don't really think it has a really big potential as to be successful. And then the Twilight Axis novel, as far as I know, it's a really short novel, so there's not much they can actually deal with. So if you guys are like really familiar with the BCG Matrix, the Twilight Axis is around the question mark section where the company is not really too sure how it's going to be, so they're not being well funded. At this point, if they could really make it go, send it to the dog section, which is basically garbage, but I really hope it doesn't go far as that because I'm still waiting for a certain premium Bandai from Twilight Axis to pop up, and I'm not talking about the Red Zaku 3. Okay, so that's it. The main body, like the Alex, there's no articulation or no ab crunch because of this section right over here. The yellow vents, I added a little bit panel lining. Now let's look at the shoulders. Now, okay, when you're building the shoulders, those who built the Alex may understand what I mean. On the instruction manual, they tell you first build the arms and then you attach the arm, and then they tell you to build the shoulders while the arm is attached. Basically, you snap two pieces together like that, but that's not I don't really recommend that because on the process, I actually snapped a small piece right over here. I kind of glued it, but I need to re-glue that, as you can see over there. What you do is, okay, you build the shoulders just separately, you plug it in, and then you plug in the arm. That is the best solution. Do not follow what the instruction manual tells you to do. So as you can see, my left shoulder is pretty stable, but the right shoulder is pretty stable, but the left version is really wobbly. So that's kind of my fault. Okay, now let's look at the arm articulation. The arms, they have your typical 360 twist. However, the shoulder do not have any articulation. Well, it looks like it have articulation, but the actual arm does not move because it's only connected to a peg that's coming out to the main body, and it does not move. So this is not based on the Revive tech. And then you only have a 90-degree bend joint, and you have your typical 360. Your typical ball jointed hands, and the arm just does not move too much to the side because of the shoulder armor. Okay, that's that, and let's look at the waist. The waist section, there's nothing too special going on since now this does not really belong to the Federation Force anymore. There's no V section there. The front skirt's different, and then the front skirt can be moved a little bit, but only move a little bit because of the clunkiness right over there. It collides to the side, and the side skirt armor is pretty much the same. Does not move too much. That's really right there. So when you're moving the legs, here's another complaint coming a lot from people, which this one I sort of understand. Okay, unless you can modify the front skirt, or unless I did not apply it properly, you can only move that much. And then almost a double joint, but in reality it's actually like a 90-degree bend. Okay, and then you have your ball jointed feet, very stiff for some reason, and you have these additional parts which I'm having a little bit hard time understanding the design of the legs. But once again, this is actually it's still mentioned in the instruction manual how these Butch corporations actually acquired the Alex. It's still unknown, but as you can remember from the anime, the Alex was heavily damaged. So in this junk collecting corporation, they basically collect all sorts of mobile suit parts in space, and I'm guessing that they collected a lot of stuff and then applied to this mobile suit, and hence making the Tristan. Okay, now let's look at its accessories. First of all, I would like to deal with the beam rifle. I don't know, it looks kind of big for it, but it does work pretty well. So it's just that it doesn't. If you're on the right position, it doesn't really wobble around. Just letting you guys know. And for the shield, it's the same connection as the Alex, but has a more stable and firm connection because it still clips on. But come on, it's kind of tricky to clip it on the right section. But if you get the right connection, according to the manual, they tell you to do is like put the handle into the hand and then clip it on, and you will hear a click noise. This one you actually can hear a click noise, and once you got it on, it's pretty stable in my opinion. However, taking it off isn't easy. Every time I try to take it off, either the handguard pops out or something else pops out. Okay, that's that. Now let's look at the beam saber. I should mention the backpack. The backpack is not exactly whatchamacallit, the Gundam Mark II's backpack. It's kind of similar to that, so it's kind of a different build. And you have the beam sabers. You can detach them pretty easily. The beam sabers, I believe, is the exact same one as Gundam Mark II, and you can actually apply the beam saber. It's the not the short versions, but the long versions of the beam sabers, which I do prefer. Because some of the short ones, like, they look really awkward on certain kids. Yeah. Okay, so we apply the beam saber, and it holds, since because of the bottom section, there's no way it can drop it unless the hand pops out. So there we go. We have the beam saber hand. The Alex did not have the beam saber, so this is I'm just really happy for this aspect for some reason. Okay, so now it's time for the comparison with the Alex. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but it's long for a good reason. Okay, I'm gonna reattach the beam sabers. Okay, and I'm gonna take this part off. There we go. Okay, and now let's look at the comparison. Now, a lot of people who were complaining, most of the case were either people who never built the Alex, so they just assumed that everything was the same. But that's not the case. Here, what I can point out, the difference, as you can see, the head's different, the main body shape is different, because this, as you can see, the cockpit is different, these parts are different, so the blue section is entirely different. The shoulders are different, the main arms are different. I believe these parts are the same, I think. And then, okay, for the front skirt, as I mentioned, different. This part, as you can see, is different. Not exactly the same piece, so different front skirt. The front section of the legs, I believe they're the same. The side sections, they're different. As you can see, this one has these vents going on. This one actually has a black section inside. Well, actually, I did say black sections, but this one I actually colored was a Gundam panel lining marker. And the feet color, I think the feet is pretty much the same, but in a different color. And the inside of the legs are also different, as you can see. And the backpack, well, obviously it's different. I'm pretty sure I hope nobody asked this in the comment, but some people might be wondering if you can apply the Chobomb armor onto the Tristan, and it's obviously, the answer is no. Because the height is a little bit different. the overall bulk is different. While for me, Alex looks a little bit clunky. Even in the anime, it did feel a little bit clunky than the Arc 78 in my own opinion. And while the Tristan actually has a more dynamic pose. To be honest, I can understand why people are complaining. I would even love more to see this as a revive, but since there's no revive of the Alex, that's not really gonna happen. And okay, finally, I would like to mention the Gatling guns. Now, here's the thing. What you can do is, if you want to use these Gatling guns for some reason, which a lot of people who love to customize, this part does not really like to fall off. But you can see you have this peg on the arm going on for the Gatling gun, so which that's okay. But on the handguard, what you should do is that you have to like cut off some. You have to make this hole or line, so when you attach the big Gatling gun, if you don't have these, you're just pretty much forcing it to be there. But if you actually make those holes, you can actually make it look more natural for the back section of the lines. Or you can either cut off the long section and then apply the Gatling gun to the arm. I'm not sure in the instruction manual. My guess is that it's either going to be a different style. It's going to be a Gatling gun, but in a different way or a different style. That's what my guess is. So there you go. You have, if you want to use the Gatling gun, that's how you can use it. I personally am not going to use this, but I just wanted to let you guys know. Anyway, that was it for the review of the newly released HGUC Gundam Tristan. Once again, I'm not going to recommend this to everybody because I know what's going on the internet regarding this mobile suit. I'm going to mostly recommend this kit those who just love the design, who are a fan of the Alex, and that's it. If you're not a fan of the Alex, and if you don't like the old HGUC kit, I'm sorry, but this is not for you. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. Sorry for the long video, but for a good reason. Hope you enjoyed the review, and this was helpful to a lot of you guys. Hope you guys have a different opinion now. But anyway, if you like my videos, please subscribe and like my channel. I still have more kits to buy in this, so please stay tuned. And also, next week, I'm not sure I'll be able to upload a review because I have exams going on soon, so just letting you guys know. Until then, see you guys next time.